Mraz ate it up. I mean, just freaking ate it up.
Everyone did.
And, yeah, he hit every buzzword. And so, Mraz, how optimistic are you today versus where you were 48 hours ago as you wear your New York Giants helmet on air?
Your fabric helmet.
I am more convinced than ever that we have a coach that will be here for 2 decades and stability has arrived.
2 decades?
He is 38 years old, Damon. 2 decades only gets you to 58. This guy is a football coach's football coach. It's no question he killed the interview. Obviously, you see now why we wouldn't fly Matt Rule in here.
Sure.
This isn't about, he's not faking history with Julius Peppers. He's talking about real lineage here in New York. In-your-face football. He's not talking about hipsters with beanies and Nintendo vintage T-shirts.
Who is?
He's talking about guys like me that throw those shoes on, get on 3:20 a.m. trains,
And are home by 9
get to work. And get to work. That's what I'm talking about. I am so convinced that this is the guy now.
Wow.
He learned from Belichick. He talked about what he learned from Bill, talking about square peg, round hole, and you don't force things and play in a guy's strengths. We don't have Ben McAdoo sticking a huge friendlies menu, stupid index card of a play call sheet in his face. We don't have Pat Shurmur being kind, not knowing when to challenge. And
Kind?
Yeah, he was
He
supposed to be.
hasn't coached a game yet.
That was his problem? He was too kind?
Yeah, he was too much of a gentle human. I have a no.
Wow.
I got news for you. Odell Beckham plays for this team. Janoris Jenkins plays for this team. Eli Apple plays for this team. They're not getting away with what they got away with in the past here in New York. This is no nonsense. This is a guy that's going to learn all 53 guys on the roster. It's going to reflect that. And this is a football team that, you know what? All these Sunday 1 o'clock games we got buried with Tom Brenneman calling games. We're back to playing Sunday night football. We're back to prime time. And we're going to start kicking the Cowboys and Eagles' ass. We got Super Bowls to win, and Joe Judge presents that.
We got bumped at Kenny Albert games on Fox.
It's really hard for me to take you seriously, dressed as Bart Oates as a cat burglar.
This is my run-through-a-wall outfit. You hear that guy talk to passion. What's the heart beating? It's like Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Yeah, he was on cocaine.
I don't care what he was on. I don't care what he was on. That's a guy wants
What
me to...
are you on?
No, that's a guy, you know that guy's coaching your team. You're in the parking lot at 7 a.m. turning brats, pumped up, ready to go watch some football.
Now, here's my question. I agree Joe Judge said everything a fan would absolutely love. And if he said those things to the Maras and the Tishes, I could see how that could win them over.
Judge.
But if Tepper did not give Matt Rule $1 billion, the Giants definitely still wanted to interview Matt Rule to see if he would be their head coach.
Yeah, but you know what? If Joe Judge didn't talk like this, I bet you they would have gone above and beyond and paid Matt Rule whatever he wanted. But Joe Judge, 38 years old, guy from Saban, from Belichick. Who cares about Matt Rule? Matt Rule, take a lap. This is what it's all about. And also, I love the idea that he's not he said it. I'm not a coordinator focused on the call and plays. I got my fingerprints on the team. Talking about as a special teams coach, you earn trust. You go to a wide receiver if somebody's hurt and you say you need him gunning on kicks. He knows how to get a finger pulse of a team. And he's only 38, which means we're done with the changeover every 2 years. This is 20 years in the making of the head coach of the New York Giants.
Any worry that at 38 he's too inexperienced?
Inexperienced? That guy was born to be a coach.
Oh.
If he talked like that at 4 years old, he should coach a football team.
Okay, 4.
Oh, my goodness. Honestly, look, Adam Gase last year, his eyes were darting all over the place looking for a taco when he was hired by the Jets. When Ben McAdoo was hired by the Giants, the guy wore a suit that only would fit Peter Schwartz, and yet it was on Ben McAdoo, and that's all we talked about. So now a guy crushes an opening press conference, and we're going to try to throw water on it? Heck no. Well, this is a football coach.
Well, I'm just saying inexperienced like he's never been a head coach before.
I agree. But some guys have never been head coach before succeed. Sean McVay was never a head coach, succeeded.
Right, but he was.
John Harbaugh was a head coach, never succeeded.
Okay, we keep going back to John Harbaugh.
Because this is John Harbaugh.
The one special teams guy ever.
Well, now we got 2 special teams guys ever. This is just, it's unbelievable the passion that this city is feeling today. We are buzzing. This is once again a Giants town.
Oh, God.
And like I told you, this team with all the cap space, and he said he's going to learn all 53 guys' names and learn what they're all about and play to their strengths.
Did
Pat
Hope
Shermer
so.
not do that? Is that what that,
Too
that
kind.
means?
He didn't know how to play to the strengths. He tried to force things. This team is going to come out flying. At a minimum, they're winning 9 games next year.
Oh, God.
He's the kind of guy that's no. It's like Belichick. He gets the most out of talent. This is I cannot believe how much we lucked out by the time I find Shermer. He was probably a year away, and now here we are. We've arrived, and it's New York Giants football again.
Belichick, just so you know, did go 6-10 his first year with the New England Patriots.
All right. You know what? If it takes 1 6-10 to get me back to 12
Okay.
and 4s every year, I'm fine.
No, of course. You just said that they're going to win minimum 9 games next year. And remember that the Giants have been the
NFC East. That's why.
the losingest franchise in the NFL over the last 4 years.
That's why they had too many head coaches not like this. Now they got that guy. How do you not? If you show up day 1 of minicamp and Joe Judge is reading you the act, you're not just going to run through the swamps at MetLife and go, get me to September. I want to get to September right now. Kick it off.
As long as he knows the name of everybody on the roster. That's where the bar is set for you. Joe Judge is like, I'm going to learn everybody's name. Awesome. This is our guy.
I love it. Philly bravado, bring it here.
Oh, so now you like Philly bravado.
Whoa,
Well,
now there's a line somewhere here,
Joe
Sean.
Judge is from Philly.
Joe Judge is from Philly. The bottom line is Philly as a sports capital has won a lot more than us. He's got a little Philly, I don't give a you-know-what attitude, and I think, quite frankly, we need that in New York. New York needs to get back to its roots of being people that we don't care
Being
about.
Philadelphia?
No! No, because you know what? Now it's all about, crow sandwiches and everything else in New York. We need to go back to putting the hard hats on. Guys like me, that's what we need to represent.
You made sandwiches and talked on the radio. Those are your 2 jobs.
But I've done
Stop that like you're a coal miner.
No, but I've worked. No, I worked, for $8 an hour at a Subway. And then I came into radio. I worked overnights. I worked evenings.
In an
I worked
air-conditioned
middays.
studio, sitting in a chair, eating
No,
and being a
no,
doofus.
I'm commuting. I'm dealing with train delays. Then I'm getting on the subway. I'm having homeless
Oh,
people
yeah,
shake
living
cups
in
in my
danger.
face. I got a lot of stuff going on every day, and here I am. I've arrived as a fearless blue-collar worker, and that's the kind of guy that Joe Judge is talking about. And I want my middle linebacker to represent a guy like me, and I like that.
You realize you're not digging ditches.
How many ditches are being dug in New York?
Mraz, you realize that your job entails giving us a recipe for a football food this week.
Oh, now people don't eat.
And if Pete would be nice enough to play the audio of you crying about your pinched finger, and I'll remind you as well that on Monday or Tuesday morning you said a minimum of 2 weeks out
But
if
that-
you dislocated
no,
your finger
time
like
out.
Joel Embiid. But no, let's have my middle linebacker check out with a hangnail.
I finished the day that day. I finished
Yes,
the day.
I am trying to be a man, but I'm gonna cry.
Blue
And I want
collar.
to scream.
The door just totally smashed my fingers. I went to get the DA sign. The one that went wee. Literally the top of my pinky. The
Yep,
one that went
that's a
wee
middle
wee.
linebacker.
That's a Joe Judge guy right there.
give me that wall.
That's
as long as
me
it's made
with
of
Pat.
bologna.
No, that's me with Pat Shermer coaching the team. Slam my finger in that door right now. I'm here all day. Let's
okay.
go.
Okay, good. So Joe Judge just upped your compete level for your job.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, look, that's a
Passion.
win. That's a win for us.
I was excited to throw on the boots today and get to work.
Do we have a guest booked for Monday?
Yes.
We do.
But not exactly, but I sent an email.
Okay.
It's still early, DA.
I sent an email. I
It's
thought this was
already purple. Oh my God, the back end is purple.
I thought this is the Joe Judge Mraz.
But so what? I wouldn't have sent. I would have waited till Sunday for that email.
Okay.
I sent it. I sent it already. The guest is on the West Coast. He's not awake. How do we start Friday like this? The door just totally smashed my fingers. I went to get the DA.
For the record.
There you go, Bogus.
Thank you, Peter.
For the record, if you could see the visual at watchda.com, Mraz has a knit hat that looks like a Giants helmet pulled over his eyes. Again, he looks like the lamest cat burglar ever. He looks like Carl Banks tried to rob a diamond store.
He looks like someone who's going to be taken back to a home after this show.
My wife told me I look like the wrestler from Billy Madison.
Yeah, you look like Nacho Supreme Libre right now.
Captain Insano.
But this is toughness. I look tough.
Yeah, boy, this is great. He looks like Ray Handley dressed as Mr. Insano. Captain Insano.
A Giants luchador mask on.
He looks like Jim Fossil added 100 pounds and finally found work.